air.
Fresh air, even though it's raining.
It's beautiful.
It's
And rain is
beautiful
great
out
as
here.
long as you're not in it, right?
Right.
As long as you're not getting rained
As long
on,
as you ain't getting hit with those drops.
you know. What's going on, everybody? It's Perceived Value Life podcast. We are back after a small hiatus,
Yes.
but we're back.
Absolutely.
Hope y'all doing well.
Yes. I hope you guys are doing blessed. I hope everyone has been well within these last, has it been 3
It's
weeks
been
or 2 weeks?
It's been since
Probably
we've been on
when we
last,
post this, it'll
maybe
be about
three
3 weeks.
Probably
yeah.
been, yeah, at least.
Yeah, at least
So
3 weeks.
we made it through the winter and the spring. Well, I think we're still in spring, but
Yeah, we're
it's
still.
darn near summer now, and it's beautiful now. So
Loving
we are
this
in an
weather.
undisclosed location.
But we're safe.
AKA
We're safe.
safe.
The family's doing well.
Family.
Everybody's good.
In case y'all wondering.
In case y'all wondering. Like, what in the world?
Yep. So we are chilling. So yeah, so we are back.
Well-
yeah, what we have going on.
Well, I wanted to start off with the reason why I think it's, well, not even the reason, but this is what had happened.
What had happened was
What had happened was about 3 weeks ago, we
Is that
had
3 weeks ago now?
I think it was 3 weeks ago, we had a nice little flood in our basement.
Yo.
2 inches of water. 2 inches of water. I'm sure there have been worse, but that was a lot. I mean, it was a lot of water.
It was a lot of water.
I
Yo,
was just like,
yeah.
we went to the store that morning, and I think to do some grocery shopping, and that was probably at what time, like 11? Yeah, I think it was like 11 o'clock.
Maybe a little earlier, but
And then we
maybe,
came
yeah.
home, and then I think in the afternoon, it must have been like, I
the
think
water
a few
was
hours.
discovered.
It was
around 11.
discovered. He came into the room and said, babe, we have a flood in our basement. And you know what we said? You know what we woke up saying that day?
Well, take them back, because that Friday night, this is on a Saturday, the Friday night,
Okay.
it rained all
yeah.
night. If you're in
2
New Jersey,
nights straight. 2 nights straight, I think, it rained.
well, it did, but
Yeah,
that first,
and it
the
was a lot
the
of
initial
rain.
rain was that Friday
Yeah.
night. So if you were in Jersey about 2-3 weeks ago, you know how crazy the rain was. It was raining all night Friday, and I remember thinking like, oh, this is like really cool hearing the rain at night and all that, but
Yeah.
didn't think about how that
Had a-
rain was
had-
accumulating.
We had a smooth vibe going on. Woke up in the morning.
Woke up in the
saying
morning.
This is the day that we just gonna sit back, relax, and chill,
And chill.
and
How you doing?
binge on.
No, it's okay. You can put it on the bench right here.
Oh yeah, you can put it on the chair.
How you
no,
doing?
you're fine.
We just shooting our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it rained all that Friday night.
Yeah, but I was saying something else. Oh, yeah, the way that we woke up, the mood that we woke up
Oh,
in.
the mood.
Yes, we were just like in a chill vibe. It's nice having the windows open, hearing the rainfall. We just gonna binge watch Snowfall or whatever
Yes.
we were
yeah,
watching
it was,
at the
it was-
time.
I think it was
It
Snowball.
was probably Snowfall.
So it was a day
And
like
then
today.
It was
raining.
a day like today.
Saturday.
Oh man, we
And
were
we
just
like,
so ready to chill.
We
Chill
gonna do
mode
nothing
on
all day. Nothing.
Yeah, right. So in the afternoon when we came back, that's when we discovered.
No, it wasn't even the afternoon.
I swear it was
No.
like 1 o'clock. I looked at the time.
No,
It was
it
like
was
1
earlier than
o'clock,
that.
babe. No, maybe it started flooding before that, but it was 1 o'clock before we discovered
When
it.
we discovered it.
Yeah.
Well, that meant whatever the case was, we discovered it after it was late morning, early afternoon. We was like, yeah, we're gonna chill all day, and for some reason, I went downstairs to get something, and I'm like, WTF? What is this? It was just more water than we ever had in the basement. We've never really had any water in the basement, but
Never had water in the basement.
all of you know who own a home, stuff happens. Ish happens. So that Saturday, that's supposed to chill weekend turned
We learned
into
a lot. We learned a lot. It turned into an education is what it turned into. So as soon as I saw the water, I was like, how do we suck all of this out? Like, I didn't even know the first thing to do. I didn't even know
That's
the
a fact.
first thing to do. So I
Yeah.
Googled water in the basement. How do you get the water out? And it said, an dry wet vac.
the wet back.
The wet
Wet
vac.
back, yeah.
Well, it's a dry wet vac because
Right.
you can use it
Right.
dry too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, got 2 of those bad boys.
Yep. And we started
started sucking it out.
wait, first I'm like, it was like maybe like an inch of water at first, I think. And then I'm like, we don't need any wet back. We can just get the buckets and we'll get it up out of here. But
Buckets.
Little did I
I
know.
looked at him. I said, buckets.
Well, I didn't know. We didn't realize
I'm not
how
doing that kind
how
of
much
labor.
that rain
There's
was
got to be
was
some
coming.
technology that sucks it
That
out.
that rain was just coming and coming and coming. So we got the wet vacs and yeah, all of that Saturday, all of that Sunday. It turned into like
And
three
Monday, because I took 2 days
days.
off. I took
Yeah,
Monday and Tuesday off
yeah.
so that we can get our stuff together. And once we got all the water out, which I believe may have been on Monday.
I think all the water was finally gone
Oh
by like
no.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Let me tell y'all the genius thing that my husband did. It wasn't all the HVAC. It wasn't all the
Dry vac.
dry wet vac situation. My husband had a brilliant idea to take the toilet off of the drain, and all that water just went down the
She
drain.
she she loves me because that was not genius, but
That was
it felt
genius.
genius. So after about that Saturday, after about seven
In all that
hours,
chaos, he discovered that.
about 7 hours of wet vacuuming and dumping water out, it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, if we only had a drain down here, and I'm like, oh, we do have a drain in the bathroom down here. So I just pulled up the
Smart
toilet,
man.
and it started to come.
Smart man.
And I'm like, oh, dumbass, you should have realized this 7 hours ago. But
No, but you realize it in
yeah,
time, I think. I mean, it was just in time because that water, once you removed the toilet, it really started going out, and we were really able to, make some moves. And I think
yeah.
by Monday, all the water was gone, and we were just sucking up the
I
wetness.
think it was yeah. Well,
I think
I
we were
think it took a
sucking the
little
rest of the
longer because
wetness.
we had that. We realized
Oh,
what
that's
we
right.
realized is we realized water was coming in from another area that we didn't know about. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was coming for days.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we had the wet vacs and we had I bought like a little pump, a
Oh,
submergible pump
yes,
thing, and that
that,
was
yes.
so that was our thing. Like that flood thing. I mean, look, I know some people go through it all the
Great
time.
flood of the
But
Afriades.
man, that flood game is not it. So it partially
We got to
damaged.
make sure that we check the basement today because it is raining today.
No, this is lightweight. This is light work.
I know this is light
That
work, but I
that
just
that
want to make
rain,
sure
that rain that happened that
we don't
last
have no
weekend was
issues.
crazy. And we live on well, it's an incline coming up to the house. So I mean, some people live on a decline. It's even worse.
Yeah, that's. I don't know
So
how that is even managed. I think maybe with some other
sub pump.
kind of underground, other kind of piping to help suck the water out
You gotta have
more.
a sub pump
Oh
or
yeah,
French
sub
drains.
pump. Yeah,
So
yeah. I
yep,
think sub pump might be a good option for us too at some point.
yeah,
So we'll definitely consider that. So
yep.
yeah, so that's what honestly the biggest thing that happened. And other than that,
I mean, yeah, that was just that in life.
in life, being busy with these little kids, peekaboo, playing
Peekaboo.
peekaboo in the window.
So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
so it put us on a little hiatus. I mean, it damaged my part of my studio 'cause I have a recording studio down there. So it damaged a little part of that, and then just the cleanup.
Yeah,
Once the water was gone, the cleanup. Oh
yeah.
man. So
We put our work in,
we put that
but
work
thank
in.
God nothing major. I don't
Nothing
think
major.
nothing major was
Washer,
damaged.
dryer,
Washer and dryer is
boiler,
still good.
water
Boiler
heater,
water, yes, all
all
of
those
that. I
things.
mean, we
Yeah.
just got a little bit of clothes wet. I know. I'm surprised you didn't say move up to the mic
No,
because I
you
was
good. You good.
sitting back.
You good. I think I make too much of that.
I'll just move it.
Move up a little bit. I wasn't even thinking about it.
I was like, oh, let me move up a little closer. Forgot
So
about
what's
that.
going on?
You know
So
what? Okay, yeah. What's
no,
going
no,
on? You tell me.
You tell me.
I ain't got nothing to say. What you
Okay,
got to say? Were you
so
about to say something?
we'll talk about our binge watching for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Snowfall. Snowfall. I was late to the party on Snowfall.
We
Now
real
this is
late to the
something we
party
enjoy
because they got
together.
6 seasons out.
I know.
So
I remember when it came out, but I wasn't up on it. But when we started watching, I'm like, it's a really good
wow, it's so
series.
good. It draws you in. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of brain, like intelligence. Like I like a lot of game playing. Like it's chess moves,
Mm-hmm.
and really
Yeah.
gets you to
A
think.
lot of
And
moving parts.
and you can't like look like you're under pressure. You still got to keep it cool and keep it. I mean, it's just it's everything. Oh, it's got drama.
It's got everything.
It's got a
everything.
love story.
A love
A little
story?
bit.
Who?
What's her name? Lula? No, not
Oh,
Lula.
Louis?
Louis
Oh,
and
and
I think old girl, but that was kind of like an old love,
that was a
like
love
a love story, or maybe it's her and Uncle.
Yeah.
Maybe it's their
Yeah.
love story.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
I mean,
I
there's a
can
lot of love
I
there.
can see both, but
Yeah.
it's a good
They're very
show.
committed.
It's a
It
good
is a
show.
great show. Highly
And
recommend
they
it.
I think it came out 2018 or 17. So we just started watching that, and that's something we enjoy together because I don't do the Game of Thrones and all the other sci-fi
Game of
other stuff.
Thrones has
So
been a while,
we're
but
like,
yeah, like I don't
yeah,
know what. Yeah, I think we just kind of started Snowfall.
yeah,
I kind of saw it and I was like, "Have you heard about Snowfall?" And that's when
yeah,
you're like, "I've been meaning to watch it." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, well, let's get on it."
Did you watch another thing? I don't know, we didn't watch it together, but the Dear Mama
I
documentary.
didn't watch all of it.
That one's really good. That one's actually shot by Alan Hughes, who or I guess the Hughes brothers, who they're the ones who shot Menace to Society. They shot
Hmm.
Dead Presidents. They shot a couple other stuff, but they actually were they shot Tupac's first videos. I think he
Hmm.
actually gave them a shot. Brenda's Got a Baby, I think, was their first video. So
Okay.
they ended up doing Menace to Society and some other movies,
Okay. Yeah.
but he ended up doing the documentary. So it's pretty good. It actually
You
shows.
read? You saw the whole thing?
I saw 2 episodes. So
Oh, okay.
a lot of the narration is Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mom.
Yes,
So
I
it's
heard that in the very beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's called Dear Mama.
Yeah.
So it talks a lot about her life as a Black Panther,
Mm.
and talks about what was going on with her, and the similar, and then a lot of Tupac's relatives, like his auntie, his cousins. They talk about Afeni because Afeni passed away a couple years back, and it just talks about the similarities between the two, and all of that. So I mean, Tupac he's a
He
fascinating
is a
dude. You know what I'm
fascinating
saying?
dude for
Like,
sure. I
and he lived
can't
to.
wait to watch
It's
it.
crazy because he only lived to
I
25. I
know.
can't
And
even.
could you imagine how big and how influential he might
Oh,
even
I
be if he
mean,
was alive
if
today?
he was alive today, I mean, he could have done many of things. But it just blows my mind because I'm like, how do you do so many things before 25? Like, I remember when I was 25 and it came up really quick. I mean, this guy did so many things in a
Yeah.
short, and he was really only in the spotlight as far as like show business for about
Mm.
5 years.
Mm.
1991 is his first album, and he died in '96. So the amount of stuff he did he's a fascinating guy. There's been so many things on him. Like the last big thing was the All Eyes on Me movie, which I thought was all right, but I initially didn't watch Dear Mama because I was like, I, I
It's
told you I
gonna
was
be the
like, oh, it's gonna
same as
be,
the other documentary.
but
Yeah, but it hit a little
it hit
different.
way different.
Yeah.
I honestly think that Alan Hughes should have done the movie, or should have done a movie or a mini series, because the dynamics of his mom, and a lot of the people that were part of his background in a sense
Mm-hmm.
were Black Panthers, liberation
Mm.
movement, and things that they did, and a
Mm.
lot of that influenced him a lot early on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. It's good.
Dang, I'm gonna have to tune in.
Yeah,
Tune
yeah,
in.
definitely, definitely.
Um, so I want to. I know you,
You know me.
but I want to ask you. Maybe we can go back and
You
forth.
got some
And
questions?
I got like three questions. Because it's good to check in. It's
That's a
good to
fact.
check in. And yes, we can do this on our own time. But I thought, maybe we
Our
can.
own time. This is our own time.
This is our
Just
own
on camera. But I feel you.
This is our own time, but you know what I
Feel
mean.
you.
We have conversations, all the
Yeah.
time, but thought we
Absolutely.
share it with the world.
Yes, yes.
All right, so here's a question: what are you doing to work on your mental self at the moment?
What am I doing to work on my mental self? That is a great question. That is a great, great question. I'm going to preface this
Okay.
answer with the fact that we are just shy of 8 years of marriage. Our anniversary is in about less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, so we've been married a decent amount of
A
time.
nice chunk
I'd
of
say.
time. I think it's a nice
It's a
chunk.
nice chunk of change.
It's a nice chunk. It's a nice,
It's a nice chunk of life. It's about a calm little. Let me do my math. It's about
Oh, my
1/5
God.
of life. Eight
Oh,
times
don't
five.
don't have me.
All right, yeah, something
You
like
the
that.
math person. Don't
All right,
have
so
me.
about a fifth and some change. But that's a great question. So I find that interesting because you're right. Like, we've been married for a nice chunk of time, but even knowing each other, getting to know each other, evolving and all that
Yeah.
So what am I doing to work on my mental self? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take one day at a time. Sometimes I can get a little overwhelmed with all the things I want to accomplish and things I want to do, and the things I do day to day and we do day to day, it's there's a lot, and I think that I think a lot of parents, um, a lot of adults, first of all, can relate, but especially parents too. Like I feel like the amount of things we do day to day is crazier than our parents were. I just feel like it's just the level of multitasking and the things you got to remember and do, and it's just gets crazy. So for me, one of the biggest things for me for my mental health is exercise. I like to get up in the morning, preferably early, get a good exercise in because I tend to have probably the most anxiety early in the morning. Because I don't know, in the morning I think about all the things I need to do currently, things I want to do in the future, things I maybe didn't do in the past, and I have a lot of anxiety at early in the morning. So that helps me to when I get up and I just get my day started, I go work out, drink my little electrolytes and all that. It puts me in a motivational state for the day. So that's very helpful for me. And so that's one thing I started to do because I used to work out midday if I could or in the evening. But that morning part is almost kind of like my meditation in a way. And that's a big thing that I'm doing for my mental health.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. That was
How about
good.
well, am I asking you the same question or
If you want
am I just
to, you
biting? I need
can
to come up
just
with my own question.
come up with your
Be
own.
original,
Shoot.
yo.
What are you doing for your mental health, babe?
So, okay, so what would you say? Do you feel like you have? Are you continuing? Let me say it like this: do you feel like you've continued to grow as a person continuously? I'd say since we've been married, or has there been like spurts or chunks of growth? You feel like it's a constant thing, or do you feel like it's like just happen a lot in a certain amount of time for you?
No, I think it's constant.
Hmm.
I think it's just like a big circle. It just the the how much you learn about yourself,
Yeah.
the other person. Um, it's constant. It's just I'm constantly learning,
Yeah.
probably more about me
Hmm.
than about like you. You
Well, that's
know?
what I meant. I meant
Yeah,
about yourself. Yeah,
yeah.
I get you.
I'm definitely learning. Whew, it's been like such a big experience. It's hard to kind of narrow it down to what I'm learning
For sure.
because I think the evolvement is happening probably a lot more mentally on the way that my thoughts have changed.
Right.
My perceptions have changed.
Hmm.
Honestly, it's best not to have any expectations for me, is what I've come to learn. Like, with just, especially dealing with a partner who's, around you 24/7 for the most part.
Hmm.
I mean, this is the person who gets to talk to you and interact with you for the majority of the day.
Right.
And, for me, I found, I'm in the healthcare industry. So I was bringing a lot of good energy there, good energy. And then I would come home and I would be like, okay, I'm so tired. Like, I just want to go sit down and relax. It's like not even a high, not even,
Right.
so I became a little bit more mindful of that too.
Got
Like,
you.
the energy that I have for everybody else, I need to have that same energy in my household. Like, give that energy, not
Right.
the tired energy. And I've
Right.
had a long day energy.
Right.
So I do try to come into the house at least for 10 minutes and say hi to the kids, give them a hug. Like, even before I go upstairs and put on my clothes,
Right.
I might sit with them
Right.
or they'll tell me about their day. Mommy, I had this, going on in school.
Hmm.
And I want to, if you're not busy, give
Right.
you some attention, at least kiss you on the lips when I come into the house. So
Right.
I'm trying to be more mindful of the energy that I'm presenting to the ones who are around me the
For
most.
sure.
You know what I mean? So that came out of just evolving.
Yeah.
For me, the evolvement in our relationship and in our marriage has been constant. And it's just like I'm constantly learning about more about myself, like your authentic self, like bringing forth like good energy. We all
Mm-hmm.
have good energy that we should bring forth, but there are certain things that I need to make sure that I'm continuing to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about just a minute ago, like the mental health aspect.
Yeah.
That has to be addressed because a lot of that I find when I'm in my head, I start perceiving things differently.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
start I start like looking at you like he know I don't like that there. Why he put that there?
Right.
Like and
Right.
I'm pointing the finger at you like,
Right.
so I
Right.
start looking more outward
Right.
and pointing the finger instead of like looking more inward. So, when I keep up with my yoga, keep
Yeah.
up with my meditation, move the body, even the workout that we did today,
Yeah. It's a great
just
workout.
just the calisthenics,
Mm-hmm.
um
It's great stuff.
that was good too because that actually my mind did feel clearer even after that. So it's not just yoga, but I really feel like you have to move the body and move the energy.
Yeah, they say that that's a big thing. As far as like exercise, it really does help.
Yeah.
Not just look
Physical,
good, but yeah,
right?
for your mental, it's a big thing. So, and
Absolutely.
the mental part of it is important because that I think what we find as we grow, and it's not even like you said, it's not just about the relationship per se, but it's like just about you as a human being.
Mhm.
I think why it comes out when you're in a relationship is because you have to deal with yourself more when you're in a relationship. I think when you by yourself, you ain't really got to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
You have nothing, whatever flaws or whatever you want to call it, or things growing pains or growing points. You don't have anything to bounce it off of, so
Yeah.
you really don't have any feedback,
Mhm.
and whatever you do is all right because it's just you. Even if, so I think that's a great point as far as the mental health and what happens, because even for me, like, I realized about myself that yeah, I mean, I can be that way too. I can bring what's going on outside of the house
Yeah.
into it, and react in certain ways and not be patient and understanding, and so there's all kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And with your partner, you never know what's going on in
You
somebody's head.
never know what's going on in
You know what
somebody's
I'm saying?
head. That
Like,
is
even though we
so
know
true.
each other,
Yeah.
we know and love each other, you
Yeah.
never know what's going on inside that person's head
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
that day.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
So check in.
check in,
Check in.
check in, and it's tough. Like I said, even if you're with somebody, or not with somebody, or whatever the case is. I think adults, we have a lot more going on to these days.
Multitasking is on the next level.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of Tupac, real quick,
Mhm.
he has a line in Ambitions of a Rider where he says, "No life is complicated, only what you make it to be." And that's interesting because it is true. Life isn't really that complicated.
Mm-mm.
But I feel like in today's day and age, it's like you got to go live in the wilderness somewhere because there just seems like there's just so much to do. There's so
Mm.
much to do.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I think there's so much to do. Um, I wonder if, I mean, the development not only in technology and just having everything just so available
yeah,
also, and just seeing everything.
yeah,
Sometimes you feel like you got to be involved in everything.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to feel like you got to stay up on the latest trends, like it's important. You know what I mean? Like
All of it.
all of it. Like you're only complicating. I think that's what that means. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
You're adding. None of those things mean anything.
right.
It should enhance your life
Yeah,
and bring probably more joy into your life, but not make you feel stressed. I think,
yeah. I agree. I agree.
we already, I mean, I think it's enough to, juggle being a good spouse, being a good parent, and those things, and being a good family member. Like, those things are important, more important to me than I would say trying to keep up with
Well, I don't even think You know what?
trying to keep up with anything or
But the trends aren't even
and
like
I don't I turn off the news a lot of times too. Like the only time we'll look at the news is like in the morning time.
Right.
So because that can also bring more
That's a good point.
stress to your mind, and you
That's a good
already
point.
starting your day stressed, hearing about all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand that there's a lot going on in the world. We are
Right.
not denying that. We understand and we empathize.
Right.
But I can't allow all of that to affect how I'm going to function day to day.
That's true. That's a good point. You gotta filter the news that you take in too, because that's true. Because
Yes.
I feel that like there's been times where I'll like even on social media or on TV. Usually it's from social media. Even though I just pull up Google, you'll see stuff that happened, and sometimes that can add to the anxiety of the start
Absolutely.
of the day. But I like to know things. I like to be up on things.
For
So
sure.
I pick and choose. Like I'll, since I'm into real estate, I'll read real estate stuff. That doesn't stress me. It just feel like okay, I'm learning. I'm staying up.
Mhm.
I'm staying up on what's going on from
Mhm.
different perspectives, which is good. But yeah, you pull it up and it's like some baby got killed or some, it's like you
Yeah.
want to know, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, and
Yeah.
you get your day started, and the world is much more complicated.
Yeah.
We have, class dojo. We got to stay up on top of all the things from school.
All the
All
activities
the
from
activities
school
from school,
that they
and
want to participate in. It's not like we're trying
yeah,
to keep up, but the
yeah,
kids want to participate in.
they
They
want to
want to
be
be
in it. So,
involved. So we
hmm
love that and we want to support that. So
right.
we
So,
definitely try to go to any functions that the school does have
yeah.
because the kids
I
really
mean, it's
do enjoy
that's
it.
just part of the thing, part of being a parent. So it's like all of those things you'd have to watch out and try to just going back to your point earlier. What are you doing for your mental health? Is
Mhm.
trying to categorize and organize life. Because I think a lot of people feel overwhelmed with so many things that they have to do all the time, and I think it's really a skill to organize what you got going on physically in front of you and then in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but ask me another question. You have another question?
Ask me another question. That was good combo. Yes, I do. This is a fun one. Okay, what's the craziest thing you've done? And if given a chance, would you do it again?
The craziest thing I've
The
ever done?
craziest thing. Have you done anything crazy or just like, whoa, oh, or whatever?
Crazy, crazy,
Have you
crazy.
done any crazy things or unexpected? I mean, however you consider crazy.
I've done some crazy things, but I won't say it on camera. But
One thing you can't
one thing
share.
I can share,
Can you can't share one
the
thing?
craziest thing I've ever done. Crazy.
I can't even think. I was listening to that question. I asked myself the same question, and I'm like, have I done anything
Like
crazy?
crazy, crazy. I don't.
Crazy.
What could I say that's actually crazy? Uh, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I know I told you when I was 3, my older sister had a slumber
Oh,
party. My older sister, she was
three
how old was
years
she? She was
old.
8
This
because
is the
she's 5 years
craziest
older.
thing.
I was 3. She was 8. She had her first slumber party, and I ran out naked in the middle of her party, showing her friends my wee wee. So that was the craziest thing I did.
Okay, here's the second part to that question. If it came around, would
What
you do
would I
it
do
again?
different?
Would you do it again?
my th- my
If you
th-
had another chance,
my 3-year-old self
would you
would
do
probably
it
do it all
again?
over again because it was premeditated. That was not spur of the moment. That was a premeditated 3-year-old plan. So yeah, yep.
Oh. I think the craziest thing that I've ever done and not expected probably is still a pair of sunglasses.
Okay,
I think that was pretty crazy for me.
you're bringing back some memories now. So before I tell you what happened when you stole a pair of sunglasses,
What happened?
yeah, what happened? Did you get caught?
I did not get caught. And I felt like I just got away with the biggest crime. And
Were
I
you
was just,
paranoid?
I was paranoid. I remember that moment. I don't know what store it was. I want to say it was probably, was it J.C. Penney back in the day? It may have been J.C. Penney. And I saw these sunglasses and I was like, I'm going to steal them. No, no, just said I'm gonna do it. It's not like I needed
Yeah,
it or
yeah,
anything. I was like, I'm gonna
yeah.
steal these sunglasses, and I put it in my bag, and I got away with it. But that was the last time I stole. I did not like the pressure.
That pressure,
I
that
did not
feeling.
like the pressure. I didn't like the feeling. I mean, my stomach was all up in knots.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah, I
funny.
have to say that was probably the craziest thing that I've done.
Well, now that you bring that up, I actually I had a little stint of taking stuff when I was probably around, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10, some or maybe a little younger. I don't know, somewhere in that area between 8 and 10 years old, something like that. So I stole some fruit snacks.
Okay, from the
So
store,
from the store, like a whole box of fruit
a whole
snacks.
box,
Yeah, because you know the jackets, you know what they call those jackets? You know those jackets
the
from back in the
bomber,
day? Not a bomber, but the
eight
little.
ball.
No, no. You know the jackets that have the like the varsity looking jackets that have
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
button
yeah.
up, and
Varsity
they
jacket.
call them something else. But
I thought
those
they were
jackets you used to
varsity
see in the
jackets.
'80s.
Okay,
You know
yeah.
those jackets
Yeah,
you
I
just
know
buttoned
exactly
up.
what you're
So
talking about.
I used to steal fruit snacks, and I think I stole some fruit snacks maybe 2 or 3 times, and I got away
The
with it.
whole
It
box.
was a box of fruit snacks,
Oh
like the
my
box of them.
gosh.
I would just put it in here and button it up, and I just maybe buy something small and walk out, or just walk out. So I got away with that maybe like 2 3 times,
Oh man, you're
and
brave.
I know, and you know,
What made you want to do it a second time?
I was getting away with it. So so whatever
The
time it
first
was,
time was enough for
the
me.
third or fourth time,
You're like, okay, I'm
I,
pushing it.
I didn't even think that. I'm thinking I'm gonna get away with it again, and I put it in there, and I'm just walking towards the door, and I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Oh,
Oh my god! I felt that hand on my shoulder.
oh.
I was like,
Did your
oh,
heart drop? Oh
my
my
heart
God,
dropped.
my
I'm like,
heart would have
oh my
dropped
god. So
straight
I'm
to
like,
my stomach.
now they're gonna call my parents. So I'm trying to think what happened. I don't think they didn't. I was young. They didn't take me to jail, but it was like the store security guard or whatever. They called my father, I want to say,
Oh man.
and or my mother, one of the two, and they had to come and get me from the store, of course. And I was just embarrassed because they're like, "Why are you? Why would you steal fruit snacks? Like, why?" You know. So I was embarrassed, and my sisters were like calling me a jailbird, even though I didn't go to jail. So
You're a
that was the last
jailbird.
time
You're a
I
jailbird.
shoplifted. But yeah, it made me think
Okay.
about that when you said that.
All right, so we got the crazies
Yeah.
out.
So
We got the
I still love
crazies
fruit
out.
snacks to this day,
You sure do.
but I don't steal them.
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't do that.
I don't even. You know what? Now what's crazy is that, speaking of stealing, they just showed yesterday they have like these shoplifting rings. Walmart, all these big rings or big stores are talking about how much money they're losing from shoplifting. So shoplifting rings are like a big deal now.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
like people are going hard. So if you notice when you go to like CVS or something, when you want to go buy some, I don't know, toothpaste or certain things that you wouldn't think that would be locked up, like soap,
Yeah. And razors.
razors, you
Razors.
have to call an employee to come unlock the
Oh my
cabinet.
gosh. Yeah.
like, this is
that's
getting crazy.
wild. That's wild, man.
But apparently people are coming in there cleaning up because I think the penalties
I
for
never knew
shoplifting
that was the reason why they were locking it up. I
that's
was just like, why are they
because you
locking
notice
this
they're
up?
doing it recently. It wasn't like all the time.
That's true.
And there's certain items.
And it was only certain items.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
so
that.
people are in there cleaning up, and I guess the penalties for shoplifting are so low
Yeah.
that you have like people. It's not just one person stealing one thing. It's like a whole ring of people stealing hundreds and hundreds of
Oh,
thousands of
wow.
merchandise and then reselling it on Amazon and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's become a
I
thing.
see, I
So
see.
That's so.
Wow.
Luckily we stopped our thing when we were kids.
Oh
We
yeah.
didn't become part of a ring.
Yeah, luckily. Yeah, luckily
Part
we
of a
ain't become
shoplifting
part of no
ring,
ring. Thank
you
you
know.
for that. Learned our lesson.
We learned our lesson.
Yes,
but
we did.
it's crazy.
Ask me a question now.
A
You
question.
ask me a question.
Okay, a question for you. So,
It's really coming down, man.
it's beautiful. This rain is beautiful on this porch.
Yeah, I do love sitting out here when it's raining.
Yeah.
I mean, I love sitting out here and reading a book.
Yeah.
You know, the kids will come out and they might bring a book. You
The
know,
air is
and the
great.
air is just amazing. I
Yeah.
love rain air. It's
Yeah.
just so
Smells incredible.
yeah.
Amazon Prime,
Amazon.
they always stopping
They
over
all,
here.
I know they always stopping over here, and you know,
Always
well,
ordering stuff.
you know they got the regular folk out in their own car delivering Amazon packages now. I was just like, what? The dude dropped the package off for me. I'm like, you Amazon's allowing you to use your personal car now? He was like,
Man,
yeah.
listen, they like we gonna
I'm
deliver
like,
any and everything.
that's
You know,
something.
any
That's
and
good. That
everything.
makes sense. Well,
Well,
should
we have enjoyed this
wrap it up?
time. We are great and glad. We're glad, and it's great to be back doing our pod. You know, we had our hiatus, but
Yes.
we everyday people enjoying life. The rain is great and beautiful right now. Hope you all are doing well, being blessed. And we are the Afri A's, and we are the Perceived Life, Value Life
Perceive Value Life podcast.
podcast.
Where can they find you?
You can find me at O the Realtor. We'll put the link in the description. But
Yeah.
you can find me on YouTube, O the Realtor, one, and you can find me on Instagram, O the Realtor one.
Yeah.
So,
And you can find me at Have Faith Yoga. We'll put it down below.
yep.
I'm starting something new. So I've been conjuring, well, I haven't conjured up anything, but something new has happened. And I'm going to share that with you on my Have Faith Yoga. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So yeah, I'm really excited to bring everybody some really good news
Yeah.
as far as that's concerned.
What's your handle on all those?
Have Faith Yoga.
On all the handle on all the
Well, if you just type in Have Faith, HAVF8TH Yoga, then you'll find me. You'll
Yep.
find me. I'm there.
Cool.
I'm out there.
Awesome.
All right, you guys have a beautiful,
Have
blessed
a beautiful
week,
one.
weekend, and stay blessed, y'all.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Peace.